All right, everybody, we are live, and this stream came to me from a couple different ideas. It mainly came from Austin Kleon's book "Show Your Work," his sequel to "Steal Like an Artist," and he said one of the best ways to start getting creative on the internet is just to learn something in front of people. So Ableton is a software I've wanted to learn forever, probably since I was 20. Um, so I'm gonna learn it day by day in front of you guys from the very beginning. I mean, I've kind of messed around with it before, but everyone always says RTFM, read the effing manual. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna start at the very beginning, and I'm going to do this every Thursday, and it'll be labeled day one, day two, day three. And it'll probably be pretty boring until we get to about day 100. And then I bet it'll be cool to look back and see how far we've come. So, the first thing we need to do, I believe, is buy a certain piece of software, which I've went back and forth about whether to do this today. Money is a little tight, and but I think we need it to get the audio to pass through. Um, so let's put this up there. Can I make it as a ticker? I think I can. Yeah, there we go. Boop, 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 boop. We can do that. I also have a PayPal now too, if I remember correctly. Let me get to that. You never know. Somebody might think this is cool. Support the learning. Let's find it here. Videos. Grab the link right there and put it in here. Edit. Oh, that didn't work. Okay. Another purchase is we will do eventually. We're gonna get this StreamYard banner off here in the top right. I don't think I'm gonna do that today though, because it's the first time we're doing this, and that'll look cool too. That we'll go from old school to new school. So let's figure that out first. I will share tab here, and this is the website where if you want to do things on a live stream, you need this software, because when you're in StreamYard, you can share like a tab, or sometimes it'll let you share an application, but it won't let you do, but like you can't play YouTube and then play Ableton Live. It makes you pick one or the other. So this app, Loopback, will allow audio to pass through. And I was using that before, but it had a 20-minute limit, and then it starts like fuzzing out. So we'll take that off there. I thought about just getting all of these, but I don't really know what I would use this for. Like, this sounds kind of cool to do soundboards and whatnot, but you could do that in Ableton. Like, you just pull up a drum rack and it'd work way better. This I would never audit. I would edit in Ableton. I'm not quite sure what this does. I guess it lets you set the output for each application. That's kind of cool, but couldn't you just turn it down in Zoom, or I don't know. This one just records everything, but you could do that in Ableton or Audacity. And this one lets you play audio. I don't know what that does, but this is one we really need. So we're gonna pick this, and I'm gonna go ahead and purchase it. It is $99. Kind of hurts, but if I do this every day, I guess it'll be worth it. So I'm not an idiot and put my credit card information online. I am going to take that off of there, and I'm going to remove it completely just to make sure that I do not have that in my stream. I don't think I will. So, okay. Loopback license key. So I need to buy this. Okay. Okay. That looks good. Pay by card. You got an educator discount? I always look for that. Nope. Okay. There we go. Here we go. Moment of truth. All right. It looks like I am the proud owner of Loopback. To unlock the full version of Loopback, use this license key. Okay. Click here to download. All right. Save. Pretty small, luckily. Click the install button. Hmm. Okay. Well, I'm just gonna figure it out this week, and then this is good. Day one's supposed to be horrible, right? Um, like I said, I've wanted to use this software forever, um, but I've never been able to. Here it is. Let's see if it'll show it. Yeah, there it is. So I see people playing with it like an instrument, and it looks so fun. But when I try to do it, it is an absolute nightmare. It's just so not a good time. So, all right, we're gonna figure this out as we go. I'm going to pull up the manual and just start going through it. You can read the live manual online. Let's see if I can share that with you. So, put this up here. Present tab. There we go. Now let's see if you can see that. Welcome to live. There we are. The team says thank you. Hey, you're welcome. Let's see. If I remember correctly, all the stuff at the beginning is just what's new with the program. What's new in Live 11? Arrangement view improvements. 4 millisecond crossfades on clip edges. Okay. You know what? I think I'm going to come back to that once I read everything else. Yeah, because that goes on for quite a while here. Oh, that's cool. I like how in StreamYard I can just click. Oh, I like that. Huh, okay. 30-second countdown. StreamYard overlay. Oh. Add an overlay? You gotta upgrade to add an overlay. Background bubbles? No. Background music. Lo-fi. No, well, night driving. My ADD's getting it. I do like how I can just turn on private chat, and then I don't have to look at the chat because sometimes when I'm streaming something, haters gonna hate, and it's hard to stay focused. So next week we'll make sure that loopback thing is working. But today we're just gonna read through this and see what we can get out of it. And you know what? I'm not gonna skip it. I don't care. This is really for me. If you're on the internet and you want to stick around, you can stick around. But we're gonna read a lot. We're gonna read 36 chapters of a manual, and at the end, I'm gonna finally know what I'm doing. So let's see here. The Ableton team. So this is Ableton manual. Welcome to live. The Ableton team says thank you. Live is the result of musicians wanting a better way to create, produce, and perform music using a great deal of effort has been put into making Live easy and fun to use, yet at the same time capable of helping you create music with unlimited depth and sophistication. This effort continues even as you read these lines. In fact, a new improved Live version might already be available for download. Please check your Ableton.com account now or choose the Check for Updates command from the Help menu. We hope you enjoy using Live and that it enhances your creative process, your Ableton team. So here is the table of contents. I remember once reading that you always want to read the table of contents because it helps you see the big picture of the book that you are going to read. So we're on Welcome to Live here. And we'll go through each one of these, but that's the welcome section. We have first steps, authorizing Live, which I've done already, Live concepts, managing files and sets, arrangement view, session view, clip view, audio clips, tempo and warping, editing MIDI notes and velocities, adding MPE, I don't even know what that is, converting audio to MIDI, using grooves, launching clips, routing and I/O, mixing, recording new clips, comping, working with instruments and effects, instrument drum and effect racks, automation and editing envelopes, clip envelopes, working with video, live audio effect reference, live MIDI effect reference, live instrument reference, Max for live devices, MIDI and key remote control, using push 2, synchronizing with link, tempo follower, and MIDI, computer audio resources and strategies, audio fact sheet, MIDI fact sheet, live keyboard shortcuts that will be helpful, credits, download Live 11 manual. Let's see if we can do that. Download it in English. 11 manual underscore English. This one's taking a minute. It's a big one. 850 pages. Goodness gracious. That's the one we want though. I'm gonna figure it out. Downloads. There we go. 87 megabytes of text. This is how I learn stuff. I don't I'm not very big on when I decide to learn something, I learn it completely. I don't have much interest in not knowing it. Okay, so I open that. That was in my documents. Let's see if I can share that instead. Here's that. Okay. Right sidebar. I don't care. And let's see if I can share that instead of this browser. Present. Share. Live manual. There it is. You can see it much better. I like that. Ableton Reference Manual version 11 for Windows and Mac. Hey, thanks to these people for writing this for me. This is Ableton 11. I think I first wanted to learn Ableton in like 8. This is made in Germany. German engineering here. Contents. I think we just read this in the other one. This is where it breaks it down more in depth. We know it's not going to read every single thing. I'm very excited to get into like chapter 8. That's what I really want to know about. So I'll go down to the start. I don't know how people do this without. I have to find some way to make this halfway interesting. I have no idea why anyone would sit around and watch me do this, but I don't really care. It's more for me than for anybody else. And like I said, if people sit around and play video games, you might as well learn how to use music software. Okay, so I remember reading that one already. What's new in Live 11? Arrangement view improvements. A new create crossfades on clip edges command creates 4 millisecond crossfades on clip edges. The command is available in the create menu and the context menu of arrangement clips or via the Control Alt F Windows Command Alt F Mac keyboard shortcut. It is possible to change the selection of automation and take lane headers using the up and down arrow keys. The lane header selection can also be extended using Shift and the up and down arrow keys. So I'm guessing this is for people that know what they're doing already. You can move automation lanes and take lanes using those keys and the up and down arrow keys. Selected automation lanes or take lanes can be resized vertically by those keys while using the mouse wheel or pinch gesture. Using the zoom to time selection command in the arrangement, Live now only zooms horizontally at first. When using the command a second time without changing the time selection, Live then zooms vertically as well. Upon using the command a third time, the arrangement returns to the first vertical zoom state. That's amazing how you can read something and have no idea what it's talking about. I'm amazed how that works. You can use the left arrow key to navigate from an automation lane or take lane to the main track. This will fold the lanes as well. You can also use the left arrow key to navigate from tracks in a group to the main group track. Selected tracks and automation lanes can be folded, unfolded using the left and right arrow keys. You can solo tracks with the S key and arm tracks with the C key. When take lane headers or automation lane headers are selected, pressing Tab, Shift Tab, or renaming an arrangement clip selects the next previous clip on the same track or take lane. Like I said, I think they're putting the new stuff at the beginning for people that already know this software. I don't care. I'm a completionist. I'm going to read it from top to bottom. Browser improvements. A templates label, page 93, has been added to the browser's categories. It shows template live sets from factory packs, including the core library, user library, and other project folders. A grooves label, page 229, has also been added. It shows a flat list of all grooves from the core library, as well as the user library. Devices in the audio effects label are now grouped into folders. You can unfold more than one folder at once by holding Control Window and Command Mac. Ableton's official Macs for Live devices are now listed within the audio effects, MIDI effects, and instrument labels. The browser receives focus when opened via the keyboard shortcut. Okay. When viewing and expanding live sets in the browser, you will see a new devices icon for device chains on a track that contain at least one device. 1.2.3 capture MIDI updates added MPE to capture MIDI. I think they would explain what MPE is in the manual. The first captured MIDI clip in an empty set with the transport stopped. The detected loop is 8 bars or less. The first played note is considered the start of the loop. Okay, this is important. The detected loop is 8 bars or less. First played note is considered the start of the loop. Okay, that's cool. When only one note is played in the first captured MIDI clip in an empty set with the transport stop, the loop boundary boundaries are set to the note start and end, and the tempo is accordingly calculated, resulting in a 1, 2, 4, or 8-bar loop. This is particularly useful when playing a rhythmical sample with a single MIDI note. Okay. In session view, new captured clips now use the adaptive grid, narrow setting instead of fixed grid, 1 by 16. 1.2.4 clip view updates. Live now makes better use of screen space when editing clips. Clip view properties can be arranged vertically by moving the mouse cursor to the left with the clip view panel edge next to the sample editor / MIDI note editor. Clip view properties can also be arranged automatically, which switches between the horizontal and vertical views depending on the height of the clip view area. Select Arrange Clip View panels automatically from the View menu to enable this option. Pressing Alt-1 switches to the Audio Notes tab. Pressing Alt-2 switches to the Envelopes tab. And when a MIDI clip is selected, pressing Alt-3 switches to the Note Expression tab. Pitch control now has a diode control for transposing and semitones, and a text slider control for fine-tune and synths, previously named transposed tune. Clip volume is now called clip gain in the envelope tab's device control choosers and in the undo history. The audio tab's clip gain control has been changed back to a vertical slider and has been repositioned above the transpose controls. The audio tab's reverse button now shows an icon instead of text. The reverse and edit buttons are now positioned next to each other. Multiple audio clips with different clip gain values are selected. The value range is shown with split triangle handles on the clip gain slider. 1.2.5 comping. Introduced comping, page 295 in the arrangement view. Comping makes it possible to pick the best moments of each recorded performance and combine them into a composite track. You can record multiple takes of a musical performance without stopping recording. Live will then create and organize individual takes from this recorded material, allowing you to piece your favorite parts together. You can also drag samples from your library and use comping as a creative sample chopping tool. I remember that was a big thing because Logic had this and Ableton did not, so that's a big thing they put in this new version that everybody wanted. CPU meter updates. The CPU meter drop-down menu now can be customized to display both the average or current CPU usage levels, only the average level, or only the current level. Alternatively, the CPU meter can also be switched off entirely. By default, Live will not display the current level. It must be enabled from the drop-down menu of the meter. The overload indicator, previously named the disk overload indicator in the control bar, has been redesigned and will light up if a CPU overload has occurred. The overload indicator is disabled by default for new Live 11 installations. CPU overload notifications can be disabled in the control bar via the CPU overload indication entry in the overload indicators context menu. Clicking on the new Show Hide CPU meter section selector in the Session Views Mixer section will open a per track CPU metering section. Each track shows a CPU meter with 6 rectangles that light up to indicate the relative impact of that track on the CPU level of the current live set. So here's some device additions and improvements they've put in this version. Hybrid reverb is a new audio effect which allows blending a convolution reverb with a number of reverb algorithms. Spectral time is a new audio effect that combines zero time freezing and spectral delay effects in a single inspiring device. Spectral resonator is a new audio effect based on spectral processing that uses spectral resonances and pitched overtones to add tonal character to any audio source. Chorus ensemble is a new audio effect featuring 2 different chorus modes vibrato mode for creating pitch variation. Phaser flanger is a new audio effect that combines the functionalities of the phaser and flanger devices into one as separate effect modes. Shifter is a new audio effect designed for pitch shifting, frequency shifting, and ring modulation. Redux now has new parameters that can be used to create a wider range of sounds, from harsh distortion to digital and light. I can never say that word. Aliasing artifacts through to warm and fat 8-bit sounds. Wavetable has a new high-quality control-click Mac context menu option. Using Wavetable with high-quality mode off can save up to 25% CPU compared to having it enabled. Wavetable can now be fully controlled using MPE controllers. MPE control is a new Max for Live MIDI effect that can be used to shape and transform incoming MPE modulation for pressure, polyphonic aftertouch, slide for note, y-axis, and pitch for note pitch bend. Align delay is a new Max for Live audio effect that delays incoming signals by samples, milliseconds, or meters per beat. Shaper MIDI is a new Max for Live MIDI effect that uses multi-breakpoint envelopes to generate mappable modulation data. Updated the appearance of the UI and the tension, electric, corpus, and collision devices. Sampler and Simpler now support MPE. It is now also possible to use MPE push-2's pressure mode to modulate individual notes in Sampler and Simpler. The number of visible macro controls and instrument racks can now be controlled from a Max for Live device or a control surface. The cytomic filters, I love how you're just supposed to know what that is, which are used in the Wavetable, Echo, Simpler, Sampler, Operator, and Auto filter devices, have been updated and improved in stability, sound, and performance. As of 11.1, the cytomic filters, particularly the MS2 and SMP options, might deviate in sound compared to previous live versions, especially when driven hard. An update to the soft tube libraries may cause subtle sound changes in the amp and cabinet audio effects. The brief aside here, soft tube library, I got those free plugins, soft tube, with my UA Volt, and I understand why people long for the days of just hardware with cables that you plug in, because everything is now done in this one program, like Ableton Live, this DAW, and then all the sounds that you get, it's not like there's one company. It's like you have to install like 16 applications on your computer just to get a different piano sound. It's very annoying. I really hope they figure out how to fix that. But Softtube is one of them. Spitfire Audio is another one I had to put in. UJam is another one. They just go on and on and on. UA has their own. Follow actions can now be assigned to scenes via the new scene view. Clip follow actions will continue to run when a scene follow action is created or scheduled. However, scene follow actions take precedence when triggered. Follow actions can be activated or deactivated using the selected clip scenes follow action button. This button is disabled by default and can be toggled using the Shift Enter keyboard shortcut. An enable follow actions globally button has been added next to the back to arrangement button in the session view. When disabled, no follow actions will occur in the live set. Follow action chance A and chance B values are now represented as percentages that sum to 100%. These values can be modified using a new slider control. The following action chance slider now displays a split triangle instead of just a black bar when it is showing multiple different values. Okay. Interface improvements. Live's themes have been redesigned to provide much greater contrast. Added a reduced automatic color toggle to field preferences, which uses a reduced color palette when assigning colors to clips and tracks. This palette makes clips and tracks easier to tell apart with those different color blindness. They call it color vision deficiency now. Okay. Added a grid line intensity slider to field preferences, allowing for a more pronounced, more dimmed appearance of grid lines in the arrangement and detail views. Added an arm track command to the edit menu. Multiple tracks are selected. The command appears as arm track. The selected track is arm. The command is replaced with this arm track. It is now possible to arm selected tracks using the C shortcut key. Reorganize the edit menu for improved usability and accessibility, and added a new solo-unsolo track entry. Groove tool now opens automatically when loading a groove file from the browser by double-clicking or pressing the Enter key. Adding a groove to the groove tool or extracting grooves. Sweet. You can use the left and right arrow keys to navigate radio buttons anywhere in Live. You want to set up my Live? Okay. We're reading a manual. If you're navigating, you're going to be a super duper DJ by the time you're like 10. Let's see. If you're navigating radio buttons on a device that is inside of a rack with the left and right arrow keys, you can get back to moving between devices in the rack using the left and right arrow keys by hitting the escape key. Session and arrangement view. The monitor radio buttons now have a default state that can be restored. When the in-out section is expanded, you press the delete key to reset the monitor radio buttons to default, off for audio tracks and auto for MIDI tracks. This option is also accessible via the edit menu option returned to default. An error message will be displayed in the status bar if an auto update cannot be downloaded. Added a new MIDI envelope auto reset entry to the options menu. When enabling certain MIDI control message types that are not automated for a given clip will automatically reset at the start of a new clip. Added support for keyboard shortcuts. Okay, I'm not French, so I don't know that. The audio engine. Press shift to access the audio engine can now be turned on or off via a new audio engine on entry in the options menu. We're using that keyboard shortcut. Command Alt Shift and Alt Shift E. To do what? You can turn the whole audio engine off. Interesting. I don't know why you want to do that. But when sets are saved with the file menu save live set as template or save live set as default set command, they're automatically self-contained in the same way as sets. They use the file manager's collect and save function. Linked track editing. Introduced linked track editing in the arrangement view. Linked track editing makes it possible to use comping workflows and other phase-locked editing operations on multiple tracks at once. Any tracks in the arrangement view can now be linked so that their content can be edited simultaneously. There can be multiple instances of linked tracks in a set, however, each track can only belong to one of these instances. Max for Live updates. These are bundled in there. The expression control device now allows assigning an additional parameter as a mapping target. All Max for Live devices have been moved inside the application bundle. Previously, they lived in the core library. To ensure that using collect all and save will not create redundant copies of the devices. Link functions have been added to the Max for Live API. When Max fails to load, an error message will be displayed that contains a link to a knowledge base article that explains potential causes for the issue and steps to take to resolve it. Error reporting in Max window is more consistent, more unique colors are available in Max for Live. I've heard about Max for Live for years.
I still don't really understand what it is. I know it's the expensive version of Ableton, and it lets you use like custom synthesizers and things like that, I believe. But yeah, not 100% sure. MIDI clip scales. A new scale mode can be enabled, disabled via the scale button in the clip tab of MIDI clips. By default, the tracks belonging to the selected scale are highlighted in the MIDI editor, and the root note is indicated by a prominent highlight in the piano roll. Newly created MIDI clips inherit the previously edited or viewed clip scale, even if they have scale mode disabled. When editing multiple clips with different key and scale settings, any foreground clip scale mode enable now updates the global settings that we use to initialize the next created clips as well as pushes key and scale. MIDI note editing. A new chance editor allows setting the probability of a MIDI note occurring in a playing clip. Dragging a note's probability marker up and down changes the probability value between 0 and 100%. Okay. It is now possible to see and edit a velocity range in which a velocity value is selected when a note is played. In the Notes tab, a velocity range slider allows assigning velocity ranges to selected notes, or all notes in a single clip if none are selected. The Randomize button allows randomizing velocity probability values for selected notes, or notes with selected markers, depending on the focused lane. If no markers are selected, values for all notes will be randomized. The velocity and chance editor lanes can be shown or hidden via the lane selector toggle buttons at the left. Underneath the lane selector toggle buttons, a triangular toggle button allows showing, hiding all enabled lanes at once. The velocity and chance editor lanes can be resized at once by dragging the split line between the lanes and the MIDI note editor. In the Record Point Launch tab of Lattice Preferences, a new MIDI note drawing section contains a draw mode with pitch lock option. When enabled, drawing MIDI notes is constrained to one single track or pitch at a time. Holding the Alt key allows freehand melodic drag. It is now possible to change the note selection in the MIDI note editor using Alt back and the up and down arrow keys. That sounds interesting. It's something I might go back to. Added support for, okay, here, this must be MPE, MIDI polyphonic expression, also known as MPE. Page 213, they talk about that more. The slide pressure, velocity, and release velocity dimensions are displayed inside view expression lanes below the MIDI note editor. When a note is moved, its expression grows along with it. MIDI track meters now indicate MPE per note controller changes. The lowest dot in a meter lights up in a blue color and per note controller changes past that meter. Plug-in devices that have MIDI outs and that have MPE enabled can now output MPE added and MPE settings dialog box to the I/O section provides. Multi-clip editing. The new focus button enables focus mode, which allows editing the current foreground clip only. Focus mode can be toggled via the keyboard shortcut. Loops are now visible and editable via mouse interaction. Invert button is now enabled in the Notes tab when at least one note is selected, and it is possible to invert selected notes from multiple clips at the same time. Time selection interactions, note selection interactions, and new note editing options have been added to multi-clip editing. Push device visualizations. On push 2, the hybrid reverb parameter makes algorithm 1 and algorithm 2 been renamed. Well, that's probably for the best. Also, some parameters for hybrid and reverb have been rearranged for easier navigation. Updated some parameter names for the chorus ensemble device on push 2. The saw up and saw down icons for samplers, LFO, waveforms on push 2 now appear as expected. pushes in key chromatic is set to be in key mode, and the selected mid clip has scale mode enabled. Selecting a scale and live will change the pad layout on push. So, I guess at some point I probably got to get a push, but that'll be a way. 1.2.18 additional push improvements. Okay. Added a pressure switch to push to the setup menu that allows toggling between monophonic and polyphonic aftertouch when playing with melodic instruments. Push to MIDI controllers, sending polyphonic aftertouch can be used to plug-in devices that support polyphonic aftertouch. When push to's pressure mode is set to poly, the repeat button now produces notes at full velocity when accent is enabled. The rack contains a parameter map to one of the macro controls, for example, macro 916. Additional macro control parameters will appear in a device within the rack. Three simple icons, push 1, or bullet point icons, push 2, are used to differentiate the rack from the device. When editing multiple mid clips at once, a connected push device now follows all highlight changes of tracks / scenes and the focus on the corresponding track. Updated the notification style for scenes and updated the scene name visualization to include the absolute position, tempo, and time take signature on push. 1.2.19 rack and macro control improvements. The maximum number of available macro controls in live has been doubled from 16. Plus and minus each selected buttons and racks allow settings how many macro controls are shown or hidden. And you show high macro variation selector button and racks opens a view that allows storing the state of the macro controls as a variation preset within the new button. Pressing the RAND button in the title bar of a rack randomizes the values of a mapped macro controls. Here we go, something that makes sense to me. Session view improvements. Selecting a scene or multiple scenes opens the new scene view, which allows editing the selected scene's tempo, time signature, and follow actions. Scene numbers are now displayed in a new column in the master track. Dragging the left edge of the master track's title header reveals two new controls which allow assigning a tempo or time signature to the scene. It is now possible to rename multiple selected clips at once via the rename command in the control click back context menu at a menu by using command RMAC keyboard shortcut. Added a cancel scene launch entry to the master tracks control click back context menu. Clicking this entry cancels the launch of the previously triggered scene. 1.2.21 setup improvements. As of version 11.1, Live is natively supported on Apple Silicon computers, which is where we are. Thank you, Live and Apple, for working together. Live status bar will now indicate that an update for Live is being downloaded. Once it is downloaded, the status bar will state that Live must be restarted in order to apply the update. I wonder what's so specific about Apple Silicon computers. What is it? Makes them have to remake the whole app. That's interesting. Rewire support has been removed. Wow, that's weird. I remember that was a big thing where you sit between audio applications. They scratched it. I guess it's probably been replaced by something better that I don't know about. To avoid incompatibilities, you should be asked to save live sets created with an older version of Live as a new file in Live 11.1. This is a cool one. 1.2.22. Tempo follower. Introduced tempo follower, which adapts Live's tempo to stay in time with a drummer or another rhythmic audio source. It's really all kind of creative possibilities. I can't even think. Have a play groove along with the drummer. That's really fun. The tempo follower section has been added to Live's preferences in the tempo menu tab. The show tempo follower toggle switch hides the follow button in the control bar. An input channel, external in chooser, allows choosing the channel for which the tempo will be tracked and displays a level meter for each channel. Settlement the new stuff. So we're on to first steps. Awesome. We did all of chapter 1 in less than an hour. This is the real first chapter. First steps. 2.1. Learn about live. Live comes with a set of interactive lessons to take you step by step through key features of the program. The lessons are organized in a table of contents, which can be opened directly in the program via the help menu. We highly recommend following the lessons. Many users have told us that the lessons help them become familiar with the program very quickly. We also recommend that you read the Live Concepts chapter, page 47, which encapsulates everything that Live is and can do. It is therefore a worthwhile read for both beginners and experienced users. The remaining chapters of this manual serve as in-depth reference for the material introduced in the Live Concepts. So, that using the info view and index, Live info view tells you the name and function of whatever you place the mouse over for certain items. Create your own text and it will appear in this window. There's the info view. I like that they got pictures. I like that. Save screen space full in the info view by clicking the triangle shape button here in the lower left corner. Yes. If you require more information on the specific user interface on another topic, please consult this reference manual. Index found at the end of the manual contains the names of all user interface elements and will lead you to the relevant section. Setting up preferences. Live's preferences window is where you can find various settings to determine how Live looks, behaves, and interfaces with the outside world. The window is accessed from the preferences command, which in Windows is available in the options menu, and in macOS is available in the Live menu. Preferences can also be accessed with the command Mac shortcut. Live's preferences are distributed over several tabs. In the Look Field tab, you can modify various settings, including the language used for text display, the color scheme, or theme for the Live user interface. This is also where you can adjust the size of objects displayed on the screen. The Zoom Display slider allows you to zoom the Live screen to a percentage between 50 and 200% of the standard interface size. The audio preferences are used to set up Live's audio connections with the outside world via an audio interface. Please take the time to follow the program's built-in setting up audio I/O lesson, which will walk you through all the steps required to set up and optimize the settings for any given system. To access the lesson, use the Help View command from the Help menu. The link tempo MIDI preferences are used to help Live recognize external devices for 3 separate and distinct purposes: playing MIDI notes, knowing how to write and route an external device in the Live for MIDI input, or how to send MIDI to an external device. Please see the routing and I/O chapter. Controlling parts of the interface remotely. This subject is covered in detail in the MIDI key remote chapter, control chapter, page 61. Syncing the program with external devices either via a tempo follower or MIDI. Please see synchronizing with link, tempo follower, and MIDI tutorials. File folder preferences pertain to Live's file management. Library preferences allow you to specify a default location for various types of installed files, including packs and your user library, as well as whether or not samples and other files are self-contained with saving sets. The plugins preferences pertain to the location of plugin devices. Record work launch preferences allow customizing default state for Live sets and their components, as well as selecting options for new recordings. Licenses, maintenance preferences are used to manage licensing and installation. Alright, this will probably be the last section we get to read because I'm going to be hard out after that over. The main Live screen, and most of your work in Live happens in the main Live screen. The screen consists of a number of views, and each view manages aspect of your live set, which is the type of document that you create and work on in live. If you have multiple monitors, or even one very large monitor, you can open a second window to display all of the live views at the same time. It's kind of cool that anybody can do that. And a pretty big monitor. Each one of the selector buttons at the screen border calls up a specific view. Clicking this one, for instance, opens and closes Live's browser. Okay. Browser selector. You can run Live in full screen mode by selecting the full screen command from the view menu. Full screen mode can be toggled by pressing F11 on Windows or Control Command F on Mac. On Windows and versions of Mac OS X prior to 10.9, you can leave full screen mode by clicking the button that appears in the lower right corner of the screen. Using OS X version 2.9 or higher, Live uses the operating system's native full screen controls. You can turn full screen mode on by clicking the arrows at the top right corner. The green arrow, of course. In full screen mode on OS X version 2.9 or higher, Live menus will appear with your mouse pointer to the top of the screen. You can turn full screen mode off by clicking the arrows on the right side of the menu bar. Enabling the second window option via, now this is far back, Command Shift W. I don't ever know that without reading this manual. I don't know how you would. Or in the view menu opens a second window that will display an alternate collection of Live's views. If Live's browser is open, you can adjust the main window's horizontal split by dragging. So, I really don't think we need to read this one. It's vertically optimized. I think mainly, Ableton seems like a really good company. But when it comes to stuff like this, I sent the picture of an old Focusrite 2x4 I had from like 2011, and they sent me a license for a live light just by showing them the picture. So that's pretty cool. Live on the computer time on the Ableton server will provide authorizations in good faith that you will use live on only one machine at a time. You can therefore run live on both a studio desktop computer and a truer laptop at the same time. That's cool. The Ableton server reject your demand for another authorization. Please contact Ableton's technical support, which I said before. They seem to be really good about it. So it's live on more than one computer at a time. You may require a secondary license or a site license. Ableton offers these licenses at special rates. Okay, so we're going to stop at 3.1.4. Read 44 pages on day one. Pretty good. Out of a 850-page manual. Plenty of content to make. Now, when we start getting into the actual meat of the manual, we'll start having fun and making music. But I got to get that feedback software installed at the restart. And if anyone is listening to this at the end of me reading this manual, I do have a pretty cool interview tomorrow with Lori Spitzer. And Caleb Muppet might stop by. I don't know if she talked about it. I haven't talked to Caleb about it yet. Anyway, check back that at 6:30 tomorrow. It should be much more lively than reading a doll production session. All right, and I will put on here for you guys, just in case anybody who wants to help me out or feels inspired to read your own manual on your own channel. These are, we'll put them all up here. A little bit of echo on your mic. Oh, well, I think you were right, Johnny. See, this is why you should look.
This is why you should look at the comments. I did that whole stream, and I was using the crappy mic on my laptop and not this mic. Chalk it up to the game. Day one. I'm telling you, we're gonna start down here. We're gonna let our ego die, and then we're gonna, by day 500, this will be pretty fun. Maybe day 100, day 500, I'll be like 50 years old. But so that's all my stuff down there. If you want to do any of that, quit the banner scroll, and I have a Patreon. I really like Buy Me a Coffee though. That's my favorite one. meacoffee.com/Tyler McConnell. And the membership tab is where it's at. So you can give me $1 a month, $5 a month, whatever. That's what you really want to build up. I think of this as my third job: teaching, Walmart, YouTube. So we're going to treat it like such. And I think I also now have. Oh, that is not what I wanted. I don't know where that other one went. Oh, right here. This is a one-time PayPal link. That'd be cool to get one on there just to see if it works. Right there. Hey, Lumpia. I'm just heading out. Thanks for stopping by, though. Check back tomorrow. Me and Lori Spencer are going to have an interview. That'll be much more fun than this was. All right. Y'all take care. I'm going to eat. OMAD keto first meal of the day. Peace.